Hello there, how are things going? I really hope you are prepared for a very special conversation today. It's true that we all have those days when the difficulties we face seem to be more difficult than mountains, right? But what if I told you that the very difficulties you are facing could serve as the foundation for your most significant personal development? That's right, you said it. Therefore, if you are looking for a little push to take on the challenges that life throws at you, you have arrived at the right place. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we are going to investigate these avenues together when we do so. I have a feeling that you are going to learn something incredible about yourself if you stay with me until the very end of this video. Would you like to get started? Let's get this done. Having the ability to maintain one's composure in the face of difficulties in life is of the utmost importance. Every single one of us is confronted with obstacles that, at times, appear to be insurmountable. One of the most important lessons that we can learn from Marcus Aurelius, who was not only an emperor but also a philosopher, is that the challenges that we face are not simply there to test us, but also to shed light on how we can move forward. He was of the belief that opportunities can be found within challenges. Thinking in this manner causes everything to change. It is as if we are standing in front of a puzzle when we are confronted with problem situations. At first, it appears to be difficult, and it may even appear to be impossible. However, with perseverance and patience, we start to put the pieces together one by one until the picture begins to take shape. Additionally, the sensation of seeing that puzzle put together is truly remarkable, isn't it? Marcus Aurelius intended for this to be the case. A piece of the larger puzzle that is our life is each and every difficulty that we face. Although it may not be clear to us at this moment where each component belongs, it is important to note that each one has a specific role to play. In addition, when we are successful in overcoming a challenge, it is as if we have discovered the appropriate location for one of those intricate components. Consider the possibility that each time you triumph over a difficult situation, you are actually constructing a more powerful version of yourself. Your strength and self-assurance will increase with each problem that you solve and each obstacle that you overcome. So, the next time you are confronted with a challenge, keep in mind that it is not a sign that you should give up. Rather, it is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. An opportunity to learn, to develop, and to become even more powerful is presented here. Currently, I would like you to give some thought to something that is presenting you with difficulties. View it not as an obstacle that cannot be overcome, but rather as a door. When you open this door, you will be brought closer to the person you have the potential to become. Is it a challenge? Possibly it is. However, is it even possible? In a word, yes. It is important to keep in mind that you possess everything you require to face whatever challenges may come your way. Every obstacle presents you with the chance to demonstrate to yourself what you are capable of accomplishing. Consequently, take a few deep breaths, move forward, and confront it. The road that lies ahead is yours to travel, and I have no doubt that you are prepared to do so. Living a life that is both fulfilling and meaningful can be achieved by concentrating on oneself and putting Stoic virtues into practice. Despite the fact that they are rooted in ancient wisdom, these concepts continue to resonate with a surprising clarity in the modern world. In doing so, they encourage us to turn our attention inward and to acknowledge the immense power that lies within our capacity to make the decision to act with wisdom, courage, and moderation. The ups and downs that we experience in life provide us with an opportunity to put these virtues into practice on a daily basis. Nevertheless, what exactly does this imply? To put it another way, it means living a conscious life, making decisions about our actions based on what is right and good, not only for ourselves but also for those who are in our immediate vicinity. It means recognizing our fears and facing them with bravery, discovering a balance between our desires and passions, and seeking wisdom to differentiate between the things that we can change and the things that we cannot change with our own hands. Taking this path is not about making grand gestures or accomplishing monumental feats, rather. It is about the small decisions that we make on a daily basis. How we react to traffic, how we interact with our co-workers, and how we organize our time and energy are all important factors to consider. Each and every moment presents us with the chance to put our virtues into practice and become the best versions of ourselves. However, how can we keep our attention on ourselves without becoming preoccupied with our own self-interest? In this context, Stoic wisdom shines brightest. We gain an understanding of what is within our control as a result of this. Even though we do not have control over the events that occur in the outside world, we do have complete control over how we respond to them. This comprehension liberates us, enabling us to acknowledge that there are things that are beyond our control and to concentrate on the things that we are able to alter, namely our actions, our reactions, and our thoughts. An in-depth exploration of self-awareness, the acknowledgement of our shortcomings, and the concerted effort to transform those shortcomings into strengths is the invitation. It is an invitation to live in an authentic manner, seeking not the approval of others but the inner peace that comes from living in accordance with our most fundamental principles through our actions. Just for a moment, try to picture what your life would be like if you were to face your fears and exercise a little bit more courage every night. What would happen if you made an effort to strike a balance by shunning excess and embracing what really matters? And what if you made it a goal to learn something new every single day, to broaden your understanding of the world and of yourself simultaneously? These are the questions that, by asking them, we bring ourselves to the beginning of the real journey toward a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. This is not a journey that can be finished in a single day, rather. It is a path that can be discovered with each and every conscious step that we take. In light of this, let's talk about something that, whether you choose to believe it or not, has a significant impact on the way we live the power of choice. Despite the fact that everything around us appears to be out of our control, we still have control over something that is extremely significant: how we respond to everything that is going on. This is a fascinating realization. You should now consider the number of instances in which you found yourself worrying about things that, in the end, were completely out of your control, such as the weather or the opinions of other people. And how frequently did that actually prove to be helpful? There is, however, an intriguing aspect to consider. Even when we are unable to alter a circumstance, we always have the ability to choose how we will react to it. It's not just a nice idea, this is something that can actually be used. Taking a moment to reflect and acknowledge that, okay, this is happening, I can't change it, is the first step. But how can I deal with this in the best way possible? This isn't about ignoring problems, but rather facing them with a mindset that puts us in charge of our reactions. What about getting to know yourself? Oh, that's quite a journey. It's like becoming a detective of your own life, observing and learning about what really motivates you, what makes you react in certain ways. Believe me, the more you know yourself, the more you understand how to navigate this world. Now, here's the cherry on top. All this helps us live more harmoniously. It's not about fighting against the world, but finding your place in it, discovering how you can contribute positively, whether for yourself or for others. So, how about this challenge? The next time something doesn't go as planned, instead of stressing out, ask yourself, How can I deal with this in a constructive way? There is a possibility that you will, in the not too distant future, begin to learn more about yourself and uncover new approaches to dealing with life. Courage, that word sounds big, doesn't it? But you don't need to think of it only as something for superheroes or moments of great danger. Courage is something we live in our daily lives. It's the strength that gets us out of bed on difficult mornings, that pushes us to try something new, face a problem, or admit a mistake. You see, facing adversity, the unknown, our own limitations, and failures takes a lot of courage. And I'm not just talking about facing a great fear, I'm talking about the day-to-day, the little things. It's like when we decide to tell the truth, even knowing it might not be what the other person wants to hear, or when we stop and look inside ourselves, acknowledging our own mistakes and learning from them. Having courage is also knowing that we will face challenges and difficulties but choosing to stand firm. It's like when we know the road ahead is tough, but we decide to move forward because somehow we feel it's the right thing to do. It's not easy sometimes, it may even feel like we're swimming against the current, but that's exactly where courage shines. You know, courage is not the absence of fear, it's about what we do even when we're afraid. It's that inner voice that tells us, yes, this is scary, but I am stronger than my fear, and that, my friend, is powerful. It transforms us, it makes us grow. Think about the opportunities that courage brings us. Every time we face something with courage, we're giving ourselves the chance to demonstrate our virtue, to become better. And that's amazing because with every challenge we face, every time we overcome our fears, we grow. We become stronger and more resilient. So how about looking at courage in a new way? Not as something reserved for big moments, but as a constant presence in our lives, a force that propels us to live more authentically, to face our fears, and to grow from them. And remember, courage doesn't mean doing everything alone. Asking for help is also an act of courage. Admitting that we don't know something and wanting to learn more is courage. So let's take courage into our daily lives, face our challenges, learn from our failures, and grow from them. Because in the end, that's what moves us forward. Please subscribe to our channel and leave a comment if you find the content we produce to be of value. Did you know that only 7% of the people who watch our channel have subscribed? Please assist me in spreading this knowledge further. Let us continue with the concept of temperance. In a world where excess appears to be the norm, where the unrelenting pursuit of more keeps us further and further away from happiness, an ancient yet incredibly relevant concept emerges: temperance. Yes, this term may remind us of dusty books and philosophies from the past, but it holds a powerful secret to living a life that is full and balanced. Temperance sounds like a complex word, doesn't it? But in truth, its meaning is simple and profoundly transformative. It's about self-control, moderation, and balance in everything we do. Picture your life as a boat sailing through the ocean. Temperance is the rudder that allows us to maintain our course, avoiding extremes, be they storms of excess or doldrums of deprivation. The Stoics, masters of antiquity, saw in this principle not just a virtue but the path to happiness. They teach us that living in harmony with nature, understanding and accepting the world as it is, allows us to manage our desires and avoid the excesses that so often divert us from true satisfaction. What are some ways that we can incorporate moderation into our everyday lives? To begin, we can begin with the food that we select, the amount of time that we spend on social media, and the way that we work and rest. It is a way of life that requires us to constantly ask ourselves, is this really necessary? Do I want this for the pleasure it will bring me in the short term, or does it contribute to my happiness in the long run? The beauty of temperance lies in its simplicity. It's not about deprivation, but about finding the balance point that allows us to fully enjoy life without falling into the trap of more, and more. It's about understanding that often very little is needed to make a happy life, as Stoic wisdom reminds us. And here is the invitation that temperance extends to us: the opportunity to experience life in a manner that is more complete, more conscious, and ultimately more satisfying. When we seek balance and practice self-control, we create space in our lives for more genuine happiness, for a contentment that is not dependent on the ebb and flow of fleeting desires, but rather originates from a profound comprehension of who we are and what we truly value. If you are enjoying this, ensure that you do not miss out on the opportunity to acquire the ebook Stoicism in the 21st Century: Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. The link to this ebook can be found in the comment that has been pinned. Acceptance of the present and self-control, living in the present moment, and maintaining self-control are like holding the helm steady at sea. Life, with its twists and turns, sometimes seems to test our patience and our ability to remain calm. The reality is these things happen that are beyond our control. But here's the secret: what we can truly control are our own reactions and attitudes. This isn't about surrendering or being passive. Accepting reality as it is can be challenging. After all, who enjoys going through challenging times or being in situations that they do not want to be in? However, if we think about it in this way, fighting against what we cannot change is like trying to stop the wind. It is futile and only wears us out. On the other hand, focusing on what is within our power, our actions, our thoughts, and our attitudes, is where our true strength lies. This is the essence of self-control, recognizing that although we cannot control everything that is going on around us, we do have power over the most important thing, ourselves. This is an incredible source of freedom. Knowing that regardless of what occurs outside of us, you have the ability to choose how you will react in this situation provides you with an unshakable peace of mind and a strength that nothing can take away from you. So the next time you encounter something frustrating or challenging, remember that your reaction is your choice. Take a deep breath, step back, and ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, accept it and focus on what you can change. If it's yes, then you know what to do. This active and conscious acceptance not only brings peace, but also empowers us to live more fully and purposefully. It's not easy, of course, but like everything in life, it's a practice. The more we practice accepting the present and exercising self-control, the more skilled we become at navigating life with grace, determination, and above all, peace of mind. The power of the mind and the importance of self-examination. Let's talk about a powerful tool that we all have but often overlook: self-examination. This process is nothing more than taking an honest look at ourselves, our thoughts, actions, and emotions. It's like pausing for a moment amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life to check the map and see if we're still on the right path. Now, why is this so important? Because without this moment of pause and reflection, it's easy to get lost. We might end up following a path that wasn't truly what we wanted. Self-examination helps us notice when we're acting on impulse, when our emotions are taking the wheel and steering us away from our values and virtues. Moreover, reflecting on ourselves shows how powerful our minds are. The way we perceive the world around us, how we react to challenges, it all starts in our heads. If we learn to control our perceptions and reactions, we gain enormous influence over our life experience. This doesn't mean ignoring feelings or pretending that problems don't exist. It means recognizing that although we can't control everything that happens to us, we have complete control over how we respond to these situations. So why don't you begin the practice of self-examination right away? It doesn't have to be complicated. All you need to do is set aside a few minutes of your day to reflect on your feelings and attitudes. Ask yourself, is this aligned with who I want to be? If it isn't, you've just discovered a place where you can grow and improve, practicing mindfulness and meditation. Let's dive straight into the heart of the matter. Transformation begins in the mind. Have you ever realized the power you have simply by deciding where to direct your thoughts and emotions? This is where self-examination and the incredible power of meditation and mindfulness come in. These are not just ancient practices or trendy topics. They are revolutionary tools at your disposal, ready to be used in your daily life to achieve greater control and inner peace. First, understand that self-examination is the key to self-awareness. Ask yourself, what are my values? Am I living in accordance with them? This ongoing reflection is what allows us to grow, to identify where we can improve, and most importantly, to align our actions with our deepest beliefs. Do not underestimate the power of taking a moment to truly reflect on your life. This can be the turning point between living on autopilot and taking control of the helm of your life. Now, let's talk about meditation and mindfulness. Have you ever noticed that our minds can sometimes feel like a turbulent sea of thoughts and worries? Imagine if you could calm that sea. Wouldn't that be incredibly powerful? Meditation teaches us exactly that, to sit with our thoughts, observe them without judgment, and gradually learn to bring them to a state of calm and clarity. It is not about emptying the mind, rather, it is about understanding that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer, and you have the ability to choose which thoughts deserve your energy and which thoughts can simply pass around like clouds in the sky. The practice of mindfulness brings us to the present moment, which is the only place where life actually takes place. When you practice mindfulness, you start to become aware of the small wonders that occur in everyday life, which are often overlooked. Each breath becomes an opportunity to be truly alive, and each task, regardless of how insignificant it may seem, becomes a chance to be fully engaged. The invitation is as follows: consider life to be a series of present moments, each of which has the potential to be lived to its fullest extent. Let self-examination serve as your guide, meditation as your fortress, and mindfulness as your lens through which you view the world. By doing so, you will uncover an inner strength that you may not have been aware you possessed. With this strength, you will not only be able to face the challenges that life presents, but you will also be able to truly thrive, discovering peace and satisfaction in the here and now, capacity for resilience, and the acceptance of transience. The truth is that life is a series of ups and downs, of fleeting moments that shape us, challenge us, and eventually teach us the true essence of inner strength. This strength, this inner resilience, is what allows us to face life's headwinds, not as the end of the journey, but as integral parts of the path we pave day after day. At the heart of this journey lies the acceptance of impermanence, a Stoic truth that teaches us to embrace the transience of everything around us. Everything changes, everything evolves. Instead of resisting this reality, we can choose to accept it, learning to appreciate each moment with greater depth and meaning. Consider adversity not as a dead end, but rather as an invitation to development, a chance to strengthen your character and broaden your understanding of yourself and the world. Every challenge that you face is a lesson learned, and every obstacle that you overcome is a step on the ladder of your personal evolution. When we accept that nothing is permanent, we begin to reduce our attachment to things that are beyond our control. This allows us to focus our energy and attention on what we can truly influence: our attitudes, our reactions, and our personal growth. When you practice inner resilience, you are also learning to find peace within yourself regardless of the storms that are occurring outside of you. You are aware that despite the changes and uncertainties that occur in your life, you have an inner fortress, a center of calm and serenity that no external adversity can shake. This is the true power of resilience, the ability to remain intact and at peace even when the world around you appears to be falling apart. So I encourage you to see each day, each moment, as a precious opportunity for growth and learning. Make room for impermanence in your life and let it teach you to value the present moment with greater intensity, to live each day with purpose and gratitude. For in the acceptance of life's transience, we discover the indelible beauty of the present and build a resilience that accompanies us, strong and steady, every step of the way. Daily Stoic practices for the purpose of personal development. In the stillness of a morning when the world is just beginning to wake up, before the world awakens to its never-ending noise and tumult, imagine for a moment that you are at the center of a universe that is waiting for your light. No, I don't ask you to imagine, but to feel this connection with the dawn of a new day. This is the moment to arm yourself with intent, those silent choices that paint the day with the colors of your soul. Start by nourishing your spirit with acts of kindness as small as helping someone without expecting anything in return, or as simple as offering a smile. These acts, though they may seem tiny, are the foundations of an unshakable inner fortress. Throughout the day, make it a point to practice the art of moderation, which is the skill of walking the tightrope between having too much and not having enough. Make a conscious decision not to let yourself be carried away by the currents of excess that, despite their allure, frequently divert us from what is truly essential. And as the evening draws near, when the sun begins to set, painting the sky orange and pink, set aside a moment for introspection. This is the ideal time to browse through the pages of your day, not with the critical eye of a judge, but with the curiosity of a learner. Ask yourself, what have I learned today? Every day brings with it a new set of lessons, some of which are as transparent as crystal, while others are concealed within the creases of our experiences. I also encourage you to keep a gratitude journal, this powerful habit that transforms our focus, helping us see not only the glass half full but overflowing with blessings. In it, record not only moments of joy but also challenges, for even in adversity there is beauty and lessons. This path we tread, guided by Stoic principles, does not promise the absence of storms, but the strength to navigate through them. It teaches us to value what we have, to accept what we cannot change, and to have the wisdom to distinguish between the two. And thus, in the cycle of sunrise and sunset, we cultivate an inner garden of peace, strength, and gratitude. These practices, day after day, become the brushstrokes with which we paint the canvas of our lives, a painting that reflects not only who we are, but who. The Stoic journey, walking the path of Stoicism, is choosing a less traveled trail, a path of introspection, resilience, and deep understanding of oneself and the world around. It's not a journey for the faint-hearted, for it demands an unwavering commitment to self-analysis, a courageous confrontation of discomforts and adversities, not as insurmountable obstacles, but as steps toward invaluable personal growth. Imagine yourself as a solitary sailor navigating the stormy waters of existence. You fear neither the waves nor the storms, for you know true serenity lies not in the absence of challenges, but in the ability to face them with courage, virtue, and equanimity. This is the heart of Stoicism, finding joy and satisfaction not in ephemeral pleasures and external recognition, but in the Reichs. The Stoic journey does not promise paths that are covered in flowers or a sea of calm. Rather, it prepares us to walk on sharp stones and navigate rough seas, equipped with the wisdom that at the heart of every challenge there is an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine the essence of who we are. Living according to Stoic principles means embracing life in all of its facets, recognizing that true happiness and fulfillment emanate from a commitment to virtue, to doing what is right regardless of the storms that may come, and to face them with fortitude of spirit. This does not mean denying emotions or difficulties, but rather confronting them with fortitude of spirit, with the understanding that our power lies in how we respond to the vicissitudes that life offers. Entering this path is accepting an invitation to a life of purpose, where each moment is a chance to practice gratitude, detachment, courage, and justice. It's an invitation to live authentically and truthfully, aligned with the highest values of existence, in a constant pursuit of the best version of oneself. Thus, while the Stoic journey may seem daunting, it is immensely rewarding. It offers an unshakable peace, a serenity that comes from the certainty of living a life full of meaning, an existence marked by moral integrity and positive contribution to the world around. In this journey, we learn that true wealth is not found in the accumulation of goods or in the incessant pursuit of superficial pleasures, but in the simplicity of a life lived with virtue, dignity, and love. If you found that embarking on this journey with us was enjoyable, then please remember to subscribe so that you can continue your development. I am thankful that you have made it this far. Until the next video, I will see you soon.